Happy Thursday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 510. It is Thursday, August 20th, 2026. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. So 27 years. So I have been able to meet some of the coolest people just because of stamps, inks, and paper. And I'm so happy I've stayed with it. I'm going to put you down at the table in just a second. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, look away. And I'll let you know when I am done messing around with the camera. So hold on. Sorry, Benji. Every time I sit in my stamping chair, my cat Benji wants to sit on my lap. So I sat in the stamp chair. I started talking to you guys, and then he's like, oh, let's sit in her lap. I'm like, no. All right. No, get down. Get down. Sorry about that. All right. And there he goes, walking in out of the bedroom. All right. So I'm just going to untighten this and turn that down. Woohoo. I took a picture. Oop, there's a hummingbird. I took a picture of my tree the other day, and I posted it on Facebook about the colors that is happening outside my window. Fall is my favorite season. I love spring. I like summer. And I'm beginning to appreciate winter more because I'm tired of all these hot flashes on 95-degree days. It's been nice in Minnesota. We have our air conditioning on right now. All right. Are we good? Yep. I think we're good. All right. So I think we're going to leave that like that. Yeah. Okay. So again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. My YouTube page is Joy A. Borwedge. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. penguinz33@outlook.com is an email address. So two things. If you live in Minnesota and you would like to be sent invitations through the emails about, say, stamp camps at my apartment, I would love to send you one. And then also, if you're in the 48 contiguous states, I could send you the new catalog. My catalogs just came, and I need to send people. So I'm going to go through the ordering, my customer ordering process. And from the beginning of January of this year, anybody who has placed an order with me is going to get a catalog. Now, hopefully, I have enough catalogs. If not, it might take a little bit. All right, so let's see. Let's talk about a few things first. My friends and I are putting on an event, and this is Saturday, October 17th. And this is we've had over 40 events, and we do anywhere from 3 to 4 a year, mostly 3, but there's been a couple of years where we did 4 in a year. And we set up, and we've been at this church for a really long time, and so we put together 16 different tables, and you will pick out a baggie out of your bag, and your bag has your name on it. So then that way, if you leave it at somebody else's table, then we could say, hey, Sandy, where are you? Your bag is sitting over at table 16. You're at table 4. Hi, Tina. Welcome. And it's a great way to spend time with other paper crafters. And you might, I don't know, you might learn some new tricks from the demonstrators that are putting on the event. People that are sitting across the table from you, you might either A, be able to help them put together their card, or, because you're more knowledgeable than they are, or you can maybe learn a tip or trick from somebody else across the table. So it's a great way to learn. Then we also have, Heidi and I are putting together a virtual event. And this is, now this is an in-person event. So the one on Saturday the 17th. So, and also we have quite a few retired products that are marked down. And so there's 4 demonstrators and we bring stuff. And it's a great deal. And then also, if you don't want to make the cards and you just want to shop, you could do that too. Then there's the virtual Stampin' event. Now, Heidi, thank you, Tina. I agree. I've been a part of this since Heidi started it at the state fair. I did that once, and then once she branched out, I've been with her ever since. And so the virtualstampinevent.com is to register for anybody who is in the 48 states. And what happens is, first of all, this is an in-person, and thestampinevent.com is the registration event for that one. And then the virtual one, that is the event Saturday, October 24th. I can't read. And so what happens with this is that you'll get a packet in the mail. 4 cards are from Heidi, 4 cards are for me. This year we're going to feature, I should say not this year, this event we're featuring, Heidi is featuring the, I need to get my book out while we're talking about that, while I'm looking. I think it's called Woodland Adventures, maybe. Where is it? I'm featuring the Home for Christmas, and that is on page 20 if you happen to have the catalog. And then, so I'm going to make 4 cards featuring that stamp set. And then Heidi is featuring 4 different cards from, I think I passed it, where is it? Oh, gosh darn it, why do I keep doing that? Hers is in the online exclusives. And that is right here. I keep trying to look in the catalog, but it's not there. Hers is called Alpine Winter Sweet Collection, and she's featuring the Winter Adventure Bundle. And so Heidi's going to design 4 cards featuring that. And then I'm going to be featuring the Home for Christmas. And so this time we are telling you in advance so that if you want to participate a little bit more further than what we normally do. So what we do is we do the die cutting, we don't do any stamping, but we can do the die cutting, we can chop up the designer series paper, and then we've been having you add your own stamped greetings. But if you wish to, say, get that Alpine, I should just write that down so I don't forget, because it's so new, the Alpine Adventures. So maybe on the inside of the card, you want to have the same greeting that Heidi's going to use, possibly from that stamp set, and then maybe stamp I think that's a snowshoe. So maybe you want to stamp the snowshoe on the inside of the card. Or maybe you might want to use a die cut and then put that on the inside of the card, something different than Heidi gives you. Same thing with me. So that way you can customize your card a little bit further than, your card is going to be complete whether you have the stamp set and the die set or not. But it's also she's giving you 4 different ideas, and I'm going to be giving you 4 different ideas. So then that way, when you get a stamp set, sometimes you're like, oh, I don't know what to do with it. We're going to give you 4 ideas. So that's kind of our little, and then also we've been, asked so that we can, the stampers that participate in this virtual event maybe they might want to purchase that, and so they're the ones that are asking. So we've narrowed it down to 1 stamp set or 1 bundle each, and then that way we don't feel like they need to purchase 8 stamp sets. So check it out. And then also we get together on the 24th via Zoom, and if you don't if you can't make it that day, we also send you the videos crafting the kits together. So then that way, you want to recreate them. You couldn't make one of them because maybe your dog needed to be let out on the day. You can come back and rewatch the video, stop, restart, play. And we like to do that. So, okay. Let's see. Let's talk about stuff that's coming up. So, let's see here. Number 1, there's a paper sale going on. And if you haven't had a chance to participate in that, why not? So, select Designer Series paper, 2-tone cardstock, and cardstock are on sale for 15% off. And that is a great way to stock up on things that you either A, have had your eye on, B, you've never tried, so why not get a pack and see if you like it. One of my favorite papers is on sale is the Country Woods, and I bought another pack of that. And also the wood grain is the Wood Grain Wonders. That's from the March online exclusives. That's actually moved in, which I've not seen before. It's moved into this catalog. Those Designer Series paper is on sale, and we used that Designer Series paper in the last event. 2 events, the virtual and the cards. Ooh, thank you for the thumbs up. I like that. So let's see. So get that while it's on sale, and also while supplies lasts. I know that there are some things that have already run out. So check that out and see. There's a drop-down box, and it'll say sale, and then check on it, click on it, I should say, and then you can see the selections that are on sale. Wednesday, which was yesterday, Thursday, which is today, and tomorrow, which is Friday. Right now, there is earn 2 times the rewards on your order. So if you place an order Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, you are going to receive twice the rewards. And what that means is, look at the subtotal on your order. Let's just say it's $150. On a normal day, you would receive $15, which is 10%, for your rewards. That goes in your reward bank for your next order. Well, now, okay, you 2 hummers, stop fighting. I have 2 hummingbirds that are very, very territorial, and they like my balcony, and they fight each other all the time. But anyways, so let's just say that 150 subtotal. Now, instead of getting $15 in rewards, you're now going to earn $30 in rewards for your next order. I mean, like, how cool is that? So if you have a long wish list, this is a great way to earn. This is the second time that Stampin' Up! Has done that since we changed the reward system, and I really love, and it doesn't exclude anything. So it's whatever your order is. The subtotal, which is 10%, is now going to be 20%. So guys, take advantage of that. In my online store, stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. And let's see here. This is the current catalog right now. And this catalog has a shelf date. It is going to retire at the end of the month. And what that means is a lot of these things are either A, going to move over to the new catalog, move over to the online exclusives, or they're going to hit the last chance list. Now, the last chance list is what that means is things that they're not going to restock. And so then the supplies dwindle down, and then they put it on the discontinued list, and you can't order it anymore. So this here is May through August catalog. This catalog is the September through December catalog. And so what Stampin' Up! Has done has taken the annual catalog and the mini catalog, which normally came out in September, and then it lasts 4 months. So they combined those. So all the, let's say, the standard products are in here. So like the dies, the embossing folders, the punches, they're in here. But also there's a lot of things in the online store that are not in here. So you may say there's something in here and you didn't catch it and you don't see it in the next catalog. Doesn't mean it retired. It probably just moved to the online store, and they'll stock it until they decide, hey, it's going to go to the last chance list. And a lot of the products that are on the last chance list get a discount. So it pays to check that out. There's, again, a drop-down box that you can click, and it says Shop Online Exclusives, and then it shows you a picture of what those things are. And if you're a demonstrator, you get to pre-order the online exclusives for the September. Now, I'm not going to show you what is inside yet, and I can't show you the inside of this one. So both of these start at the beginning of September. Now, I have new stuff. And like this here, this was available from July online exclusive. And so I put that on there so I know what booklet it came out of. Now this booklet I print off so then I can see what's coming up, what I want to order, and then what I do order. And so if I do order something, I'll put a little tab in there, and then that helps me know like how much I paid for it, when it retires, how much I'm going to sell it for. So I keep these, and then also you can look and see, oh, that was, where was that designer series paper from? You can say, oh, that was the Stitch season. That was from the July online exclusives. And so then I keep all that, and it just helps me organize my stuff. Now the product of the month, that happens to be the Glow of Harvest. Now this Glow of Harvest happens to be a one-sided designer series paper. It's a 12 by 12, and it's pearlized, so it is so pretty. Now I don't order it just because by the time I place my order and I get it, I'm not going to have enough time to play with it and to do my Facebook Lives. Even though I do 1 or 2 a week, I have other things that I have purchased before that I need to show, which is in limited time as well. So even though I like this designer series paper, I wanted to get it, I could not. I'm not going to use enough of it for me to warrant me getting it. So I don't have a lot of space in my bedroom. All right, so check that out. Oh yeah, you guys get to earn the product of the month is only $5. And because I'm a demonstrator, I only show product that is current. So I would only have like a couple weeks in order for me to use this, but you as a customer get to keep it. So this is only $5 when you spend $75 or more in a single order. Now, if you really liked this Glow of Harvest Designer Series paper, you cannot get a second pack, just to let you know. And if you had another $75 order or more, you can always go back and purchase other products of the month that you've not purchased yet, if they're still available. And they also, their while supplies lasts. Okay, I think that is it. So tonight we are going to be playing with gray granite and a box. This is Paper Pumpkin. Now, let me show you. You can subscribe to a pay-as-you-go Paper Pumpkin. And hi, Maria. Welcome. This one happens to be called Kindred Greetings. And so as a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, I'm allowed to purchase the add-on if I wanted to. And the add-on is good for a trimester. So for 3 months, which was July, August, and September, these add-ons coordinate with all 3 of those Paper Pumpkins. Now, you cannot purchase those if you are not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. So this is a box that comes to you, and you can see there's not that much of a sneak peek, but there is a little sneak peek. It tells you the colors that they're going to kind of play with, and you don't know if you're going to be making cards or 3D projects, things like that. So all I did was just take a peek in here and look at the spot. Now, this is a gray granite spot. This comes with a spot, comes with every Paper Pumpkin. Now, I have to show you that spots are going to be changing. They are, I haven't, let's see, what's the word? I haven't checked this in yet. And so as you can tell, this is about a 1/2 inch bigger. So you're going to have a definite difference in the size of your inked pad on here. So you'll have more space. This is a 1 by 1. I believe this is a 1.5 by 1. And so you'll have more space. And then the case is pretty much the same as the metallic ones, but they're not metallic. They're not, they don't, but they open and close differently. Once I get everything opened, marked, paged, organized, once I get it all organized, then I'll do an unboxing. You should see all the Designer Series paper I got. So that, but anyways, I don't use my spots for my Paper Pumpkin just because I already have all the ink pads. So I'm going to use what I have. So we're going to open this up together, and this is the stamp set. And then it comes nicely wrapped up in tissue paper. And then you will get, I actually saved my tissue paper just because I'm not going to throw it away. I mean, I reuse it somehow. Around Christmas time, I use it. And you know what? It's pool party. It's pretty close to pool party. How could you throw that away, right? Now the boxes, I do save some of the boxes, but then this one's kind of damaged, so I'm going to just recycle that box. But I like to store things in my paper pumpkins, my boxes, and I also use them at the event to kind of heighten things up. So this is what it looks like. And so we're actually going to be making cards, and we can tell that the envelopes are different. We're going to have 9 cards, and so let's cut this out. All right, I'm just going to take a drink. Okay. Now, a lot of the times, I don't want to poke some. Well, actually, what I normally do is I just go like this. And then, okay, I don't have fingernails. Let's just go this way then, right? But I save the chipboard, and I reuse that. And, whoops. Sorry about that. Okay, let's kind of go through what's in this kit. Most of the time I actually follow the instructions just because then that way I don't have to think about something else. Okay, so right now, okay, so sometimes the whole envelope is designed, sometimes it's just the flap, sometimes there's an kind of like what it looks like an insert, but it's not. Sometimes, ooh, hi, Barb, I see you. You haven't been on for a little bit. Sorry. And so here it looks like it's a whitewash. Not a whitewash. Ooh, pool party and gray granite. Oops, so there's some stuff in between. So I love the fact that they decorate their envelopes. So it looks like we have, how you doing, Barb? This is just a piece of white, I guess. So we're just going to leave that sit there. We have some die cuts, and these look like labels. So we'll probably be stamping on those. Here's some card fronts. It's linen. Thank you, Barb, very much for sharing. This is a linen. Is kind of like a texture to it. It's smooth on the inside, and I don't know, can you see the texture? It's kind of like, I would say linen. That's pretty cool, and all of the card bases are like that. Okay, so we're just going to set that off to the side over here. Ooh, look at that, those die cuts. Wow. I mean, how pretty is that? All right, so then, ooh, that is, I love the design on that. That is just stunning. Okay, and some of my circles are already coming out, so we're just going to put that over here, and, okay, it's just one circle. This almost looks like eucalyptus. I used to be a floral designer, and we would use seeded eucalyptus and the standard eucalyptus. Okay, so I'm going to just save that, and you never know when you might need a good piece of chipboard. Okay, so in this bag here, we have tear and tape, which I'm not going to use. I'm just going to use my tape runner. I do save the bag, though. And then we have, looks like, white baker's twine. Ooh, no, it's not. It's not just white. It is white and gray granite. So I don't think you could, let's see. See if you could, I don't know if you could see the kind of the braiding in there of the gray granite. So that is actually cool. Now what I'm going to do with mine is I'm going to put a little snip up here. And I'm going to wrap this up. And I'm just going to put that little snip right up in there. So then that way it's going to stay on my table and it's not going to unwind. And then I can save and use these bags for things coming up. This happens to be mini dimensionals. I will not use those. I will use mine. So I'll just put those because I already have them started. Okay, so and then here's the instructions. So the colors, so it says on here the kit contains 9 cards, 9 envelopes. And the colors that coordinate are basic beige, calypso coral, gray granite, lost lagoon, petal pink, and pool party. Now, this piece right here tells you what this is. It's not, what's the word? Shown as size. And the words are not like, in the specific spot that this is printed on. Because there's no way to line it up and say, well, the spot goes there. So when I cut this out to hold this together, then I can at least see sending my whole heart at the time when words fall short. I'm so sorry. Friend, I'm always here for you. So I guess this might be a good sympathy, thinking of you. If you're thinking of them, if they're having a rough time. Okay, so here we have card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. And it just basically shows pictures, and you have to decipher. Now, this page shows you what goes with what. And so we're going to just look at, like this one right here. This goes with card number 2. And that happens to, we'll put card number 2 right here. And this all goes on card number 1. So we're going to put that right there. And this gets, let's see here. I seriously think that this is just for 3. But the thing is that it looks like these two are split in half. But I don't see any indication as to, oh, never mind, they go to number 1. So I guess we're just gonna, they're hiding right up in there. So you have to look really, sometimes you have to look hard to figure out where something goes. All right, so those go. We're just punching those out for number 1. And this goes to number 3. So we might as well just punch that out and put that in the 3rd spot. And these white pieces go in card number 3. And so basically what we're doing is we're just getting all our parts and we're grouping them as to what card they go with. And then that way we're going to do kind of like assembly line work. So then we're going to grab this piece right here. So all the really pretty, and I would have to say this looks like calypso coral to me. And so we're just going to put that on card number 2. And you can see how easily they punch out. And I just ripped that one off. All right, fix that. We're stampers, right? And then this one, you could probably tell that there are etched, there's like holes, pin drops in there, I guess. I don't know what you call those. And then this die cut, be very delicate. I mean, these are delicate, so be very careful. These go with number 3. And just like to, and I don't look at my paper pumpkins. There's a video generally that's sent out about how to put the paper pumpkins together. I don't look at those because I kind of want to be just like the customer would be if they were to open up their box and they got a paper pumpkin. What do you do with it? And if I struggle, I want to be able to say, hey, this is what you do when you get to this part. And if I can't figure it out, then sorry. All right, so the hello die cuts are going right in number 1. And these punch out. I mean, they're so nice when Stampin' Up! These laser cuts. And they're just so pretty. All right, so that is that. Okay, so we're just punching everything out, getting them ready. And then everybody has their own coordinated envelope according to the colors. And if you wanted to, you can go rogue, which means you don't have to follow the instructions if you don't want to. You can do whatever you want with your paper pumpkin. I like to follow the instructions just because it's one less thing that I have to plan for. Okay, so this is a flimsy piece of plastic. I pulled that off so that all my stamps are available. I'm going to save that flimsy piece of plastic so that once I'm done with stamping and I clean these all off, then I can put that plastic on and protect them from all the stuff that happens in a house that has cats. Well, it's not a house. It's an apartment that has cats. So this one is going to go on this block, and that goes with card number 1. And it's going to say friend. So that, I'm going to grab my silicone craft sheet, and I'm going to take my friend, and I'm going to line that up with my block, and that goes on number 1. These are new photopolymers, so they're very sticky. Okay, so that is for, and then number 2, we are going to put sending my whole heart at this time when words fall short. That is going to go on, I have multiple blocks, so I'm just going to grab this block. That's for number 2. And number 3, I'm always here for you. And that is going to be a long greeting. And what I like to do with mine is, as you can see, I'm putting it on my silicone craft sheet. It's not going to stick to that. If I were to have it on my glass mat studio, yes, it would stick to that. But then I am going to grab this block and kind of do it diagonally. That's going to go for number 3. And this really cool leaf, this is also going to be number 3, but you know what? We're going to use that on the inside of every card, because if you've watched me, I like to decorate my card somehow on the inside. And there's going to be a winner. I'm going to pick 3 winners. Whoops. And one person is going to win card number 1, one person is going to win card number 2, and one person is going to win card number 3. So the only thing we're not using is the heart and the hi Stacy, welcome. I'm so sorry. So we're just going to put those off to the side with our flimsy plastic so it doesn't get in the way. And let's see, I think we have all our things ready for our cards. All right, so if you want to get a chance to win one of the cards, all you have to do is do a thumbs up or a heart. That gets you entered into the drawing. Then if you leave a comment, that gets your name entered into the drawing as well. And if you share this on your timeline, that gets you entered 2 times. And that's during live. Now, if you watch this on replay within the 30 days, you could still do everything I just said, but on the replay, and get a chance to enter to win. So I want to have as many names as possible, get a chance to win, and I just sent out a bunch of winners, and congratulations to the winners. All right, so the first time that you win, I will say, hey, you won card from, I don't know, Facebook Live number 200. Thank you for watching. And then I would say, send me your name and address, and I will send you that card from that presentation. And then once I get that information, and if they ever watch again, then that's a surprise. So that's happy mail. All right, so then we're going to take, that's card number 2. So we're going to take all these and just do a quick burnish. So you can see how it sits just like that, okay, after burnishing it. If you were to just fold this in half on the score line, okay, that's the difference. So having a bone folder helps a lot. So we're just going to burnish, and I like to do both the front and the back. And I don't know, I've always been like that. When you do this paper pumpkin, the texturized is on the front and the back, so there's no right side. And the inside, it's normal cardstock. So then we're just going to do 3 of each card. And we're going to go through the instructions as the details tell me. And then I will put these. Then what I do is I take pictures of these. And then I download this video onto my YouTube page. Hashtag it. What number are we on? 510? 510. 510. And so then if you're like on Pinterest and you see hashtag number 410 and you're like, oh, I really like that card. And depends on the date. If it has, if it's around, it'll be on YouTube. And if it's not around, then it's going to be, if it's around, it's on my Facebook page, Joy Borwedge, or my Stampin' for Joy page. But then if it's not around on those, say you see number 392, that will be on my YouTube page, hashtag number. So that is how that works. All right, so we got 3 card bases. It's very, not very often that Stampin' Up! Has all 9 card bases the same. So we didn't have to sit there and say, well, that one goes to number 1. All right, so now that we've got them all ready to go, another thing that I like to have with Paper Pumpkin is the Take Your Pick tool. You need to have that. And the silicone craft sheet. And let's see, I like to have the glass mat because that gives me a great surface to stamp on at any location. All right, so card number 1. So it tells you to take it and to make it a card like that. So that was number 1. I'm like, okay. It doesn't tell you that normally. All right, so then it tells you to ink up friend on the little tiny, okay, so we're gonna just take and group some of these things together. So we're gonna do the hellos, and we're gonna grab these. And the Stampin' Pearson mat is another thing that I suggest. Okay, and what that is, it's in the catalog, and I just take a piece of copy paper and tape it around, so then that way I protect it. And so it wants to take the friend, and oh my goodness, this is going to be a dimensional one. Okay, it gives you 4. Now, you only have 3 cards, but if if you're crooked, you stamp crooked, or you don't stamp, all the way, then it's okay. Now, it looks like it wants it in the middle. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go tap, tap, and we're going to just stamp friend. Oh, that one's smeared. Okay. Tap, tap. That one looks much better. There are 2 sides to every piece of paper. And luckily, Stampin' Up! Has paper that when you stamp on the other side, you don't see through it. Oops. That one just moved. Gosh darn it. See, I'm trying to look. My head is hitting the camera. There we go. Perfect. And then we'll take the least pretty one and we'll just toss it. There we go. So that's it. And then it wants us to take these speckles and to stamp 3 of them. So 1 up here. I'm going to turn this and go, just tap, tap. I'm going to go like that. And then kind of down here, okay? Then you can take this all out if you want. Okay, there's speckles. So then, I guess, like, we're going to put a couple more speckles because I don't like the fact that there's only 1 there. We're going to make it look like it's supposed to be all there. So then don't do what I just did. Take them out and, don't do as Joy does. Because, see, I do this. So then that way you can see what you're supposed to do, and then don't do what I do. So I'm going to take this, line this up, and pop these little buggers out at the same time. And they want us to put 3 dimensionals on each of these pieces. Now, how fun is that going to be watching me do that, you guys? Oh my. Maybe we'll just do 1. Nah, I'm going to do all the cards. Because I'm going to show you how easy it is to do this card. All right, I'm going to take another drink. Okay. So we're going to do 2, kind of like 1 I love speckle stamps too. Okay, so then that is going to go like that. And then this one like that and like that. I'll put that there, and this one kind of starting over there. Okie dokie. So then some of these, well, you might as well put a little bit, because, you know, we did some on everybody, so we might as well just do that for everybody. Okay, got the speckles done. All right, see? Look at how fun's that gonna be? Yay. All right, let's get the silicone craft sheet out. This is another thing that I think that every scrapbooker / card maker should have in their arsenal, is because adhesive does not stick to this. All right, and while we're talking for just a few seconds, I'm going to clean my stamps, because as soon as I get, oh, we might use the speckles on the inside of our card. We'll play around with that. Okay, so there's a piece of cat fuzz. All right, so we're going to line this up on here, and it's going to kind of look kind of like, you know, like that. You can flip it around if you want. Okay. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to use that as my guide, and I'm going to sit down for this. You're going to make me sit down and put 3 dimensionals, and I'm just going to use big ones, because there's no sense in doing a bunch of little tiny ones. All right, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Well, yeah, why not? And I ripped that one. Let's see, did I rip you too? Yeah. Did I rip you? No, I didn't rip you. I talk to paper all the time. Okay, so this is going to help me be a little bit more straight, I guess. So we're just going to flip these guys. All right. Take my people poker, take the lid off, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I'm going to just try to do this as fast as I can, because you guys, I hope, are you guys paper crafting while you're watching me? Are you doing something fun while you're watching me? Because that's what I do when I'm not doing a Facebook Live, and my bedroom is my stamp room. I should say my stamp room is my bedroom. It has a bed in it. But, I mean, I have a computer desk in here. I have a stamping table. I have an alpha system that holds my stamp storage area. I'm very organized. And, okay. So I'm probably going to be like that. So I'm just going to stab and grab the middle. But anyways, when I'm designing a card or when I'm trying to work on something, a project, I either have the Twins game on, and I have to tell you, if they're sucking, I have it on mute, and then I watch a stamping video. All right, so we're going to put that. It sat down all by itself. It didn't allow me to poke. All right, so stab and grab those backings. 1, 2, and 3. Throw those away. At a slight angle, stab them and grab them. That's what I like to do because no mess. All right, so this is going to go on the bottom. Now, like I said, I'm just using this as a guide. It's going to, you know, the person's going to receive this is going to say, wow, Joy, you're really crooked. And I'm going to say, hand stamped, handmade, I love you. All right, that was our guide, and we'll just lift that off. And it didn't tell you to do that in the instructions. I just wanted to see if it worked. And pretty much it did. It pretty much worked. Not too bad. All right. You don't get to see the texture as much, I guess. All right. So then the next thing we're supposed to do is put adhesive. Now I just want to do one. I like to do it this way. Then I'll do the next two just in case I didn't like something or maybe I attached it wrong. Okay, so we're going to look at the picture and they want adhesive here. So I'm just going to grab my Stampin' Seal. Now I love my Stampin' Seal and I love my tear end tape and I love my glue. But my Stampin' Seal is quicker for me than me trying to tear the tape, tear the leaf, and then try to get that on there without ripping it. Okay, and then we're just going to set that like that. Squish. And then dimensionals on friend. And dimensionals on hello. And I love this color. I mean, it is, excuse me, let's see here. I think, yep, I want to do dimensionals. I will do I want to do little ones? Or yes. I'll do a big one. And a big one right there. Why not? Stab them and grab them. 2. And that goes right there. Hello. And then friend, we are going to put that on little mini dimensionals. However, I have made myself a promise. Okay, this one's crooked. That one I like. So we're going to flip that one over and use that side. I always use my edges before I start another. I've always been like that. I don't want to have bits and pieces hanging around. And we're going to use that. One right there. And stab it. And one right there. All right, stab. Come on, let's go. Okay, hello friend. Well, that looks like it's kind of underneath, just a tad bit, like that. Okay. And it doesn't say anything about ribbon. Okay, you know what? I think it needs a sparkle. So we're going to add some Wink Estella. Judy, hi! So we're just going to kind of... Welcome! We're just going to kind of hit the leaf. Got to have something sparkly on here. I mean, I hate to say this, but this is kind of plain. To me, it needs embellishments. Let's see. Do I have anything? I have rhinestones. I have moody palette dots. Oops, don't you dare do that. Ooh, 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 ooh. The sunset sparkle sequins would actually look very pretty on there. Huh. What do you think, guys? Why not, right? All right. So, I think we're going to go 1. And 2. And then 3. See, don't you think that just made it a little bit of sparkle? See, I can go off-roading. All right, so there we go. We're going to make the rest of the card like that. And now, seeing as how this is a hello friend kind of one, and we're going to keep this out. So we're going to put that off to the side though for just a moment. Oops, I lost an orange one. Put that back on its spot where it goes. All right, so let's stamp the inside of the card. Where's our leaf? Okay, then let's see, what other colors does it say? Basic beige, Calypso coral, Lost Lagoon. Let's do Lost Lagoon. Petal pink and pool party. Lost Lagoon leaf. I think that would be very pretty on the inside, right? Okay, and then because we need to have, oh, there's a lot of ink on that. Whoops. All right, so we're just going to do a little bit in the corner because somebody's going to win this card and I don't want the inside to be boring. All right, and then we're going to add some speckle. There we go. There we go. Inside, all done. Okay, so let's do the inside while we have them on the other two. And so, like I said, I like to do one card first, and then I know what I'm going to do for the other two. And if I need to make some changes, if I messed up one, I'm not messing up all 3. That's the way I like to roll. All right, so we're going to take Lost Lagoon, and we're going to clean off our leaf. Might use a different color on the next card. All right. And then let's do some speckle. And okay, those are good. And we'll just leave the speckle the same color because we need to. Actually, I think we already did all of that, so we'll just leave that. Now we're going to close these back up. And what is that? All right, it's going to get covered up anyways. All right, so I'm going to sit back down. Thank you, Judy. All right, guys, say hi to anybody who's coming in because, all right, so we're going to take these guys and put them upside down. And then we're going to put dimensionals on them. We're going to do the big ones. The last paper pumpkin, the birthday one, that with the easel cards, that with all the flowers, that was very putsy, but oh so pretty. And with doing all the dimensionals like this, it's putsy too, but you know what? It's worth it, right? All right. Okay, now this here, these scissors are Stampin' Up's old scissors that they used to sell back when we had a sheet of red rubber that would come to us, and then we would have to cut out our own rubber pieces. And then Stampin' Up, you know, decided to laser cut them themselves, but I still kept my scissors because these are my sticky scissors. Anything that has adhesive on them, these are the scissors that I use. And I have several pair, but I will not get rid of them because I still use them. All right. And like I said, got to use the outside edges before I start another pack. Okay, stab. Oops, did not want to grab. All right, I like stabbing because then all this goes into the trash. And it doesn't end up on the table. It doesn't end up on the dog's nose. I don't have a dog, but somebody else might have a dog. On the puppy's nose, on the grandchildren's hair. I don't have grandkids. I don't even have kids. But I have cats and a husband, which is like having a grown-up child. All right. There we go. So I'm going to take this piece that I was going to threw away. That's why it's all wrinkly. And I'm just going to set this here for a second and kind of line this up on my card because I'm going to use it as a thing to help me somewhat be evenly spaced. We'll see if that works. If it doesn't, you know, at least I attempted to try. All right. And if you have a paper pumpkin, yes, I put speckle on splatter on all my pieces because I didn't want somebody to feel unloved because they weren't stamped. And somewhat straight, right? Okay, next one. All right, upside down. And if you wanted to, you could, you know, do your paper pumpkins and then not add the sentiment on there, and then add the sentiment later. And then that way you have a card stash. And if you need something, you can always stamp it and go. But I always stamp mine because like for Mother's Day and for Father's Day, I kind of have a hard time putting the cards together, you know, with those on it, you know, the paper pumpkins, because somebody may not, you know, have a mother. And, hey, I'm putting that in the wrong spot. And so I don't want them to feel like, oh, she sent me a card I can't use. So I like to, you know, figure out a way to make it so that whoever wins it can use it. Because the idea about handmade cards is, number one, you know somebody who could use a smile. Oops, there goes that one. So we'll just put that. And maybe you need to send a thinking of you. Give them a hug through the miles. And I like to help by picking a winner and then giving you that card, so then that way you know what you feel like when you're like, oh, Joy picked my name and then send me this card. Well, then it's your turn. It's your turn to pick somebody and then send them that card. Or you can keep it as an inspiration. Make something and then send them that card. That's, make somebody's day. That's, that one's not coming off. Brrr. I'm growling. There we go. Joy talks to things and she growls. Yep. And I talk to my cats too. Me and Isabel have a conversation quite a bit. Alrighty. Let's put that over there and let's get our last part done and set up. So we're going to do the center first. Oops, that one should be the end. So let's put that at the end. Lightly set that down. All right, you can go in the middle. And you can go there. You can go at the top. And you go right over there. Woohoo! Yay! Squish! All right. Kimberly, hi, welcome. You keep all yours? That made me blush. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so this is the way the card is going to go, and that way, so we got that. All right, so let's put these face down like they were supposed to be so that we could put the adhesive on. And we're going to go into the same spot. And this one. And this one. And this one. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to grab one of these, put that down, squish. And put that down, squish. All right, and let's find two more. I'm going to say two more good-looking friends. And then I was going to say, that just does not sound good. If you're a bad-looking friend, I don't pick you. I mean, is that what I'm trying to say? That's awful. Okay. So then, hello goes upside down as well. And that gets dimensionals. Come on, let's move it. Right there. And let's look for a little one, so we could pick one off of here. I get excited. I know this might sound stupid, but I get excited when I'm using my ends, because that means
I get to start a new pack soon. We're just going to use that one and that one. All right. Okay. I'm just going to stab that. Come on. Off you go. Like, I mean, literally off. Okay, hello. And hello. And then stab you, and there we go, friend. Okay, and now we're gonna go and add some Winkostella, because everybody needs a little sparkle. I mean, like, this world can use a lot more sparkle. Oops. Doo-doo. All right. And then, like I said, I mean, it looks pretty, but for me it needs embellishments. So I am adding the sunset. Where's that? Sunset Sparkle Sequins. They're on page 72 in the catalog that is currently available. Not the new one, but currently available. All right. So we're going to take off the putty part, and I'm going to go down here. 1, 2 by hello, and a little guy right at the top. So there's one and the other one. Okay, so we're going to use big guy down there, big guy right there. I didn't buy anything out of the Sunset suite except for the sequins, because I really was attracted to these two colors, and as you can tell, I haven't used them. So I'm going to be, that is my mission, is to come up with something for those. All right, so this, I am assuming, would be the blue envelope that would go with that card. I mean, like, how fun is that? I mean, you could see the Winkostella on there. You could see that we, you know, maybe we should flick some Winkostella on the inside. You know, just kind of like, see if that works. Yep, there's a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. I like that. Okay, we'll do a little bit of flicking on here. Just a little bit. Okay. And now another way to do this would be to hit the push and put it on a block, and then you could have like a blob and then just go in and then just kind of, you know, go like that. Okay, there we go. So this happens to be card number 1. And I think it turned out mighty pretty. Doo-doo-doo. All right. Hopefully we don't have to use that many dimensionals in the next one. Okay. Card number 1. All right, I'm going to take a drink. Okay. let's get together card number 2. Okay, so I find it funny that not very often does it tell you to fold it in half. Just because sometimes there's like a different fold and they want you to fold it a certain way. I mean, I guess this is for somebody maybe who's never had, stamping. It's like, fold the card in half. Okay, this is looking very dirty to me, so I am just going to take all right. Just spritz a little water on here. Maybe. Spritz a little water. All right. Use a little bit of water on my... It kind of got dried out. There we go. Now, I got a lot of glue bits on my my table. This Glass Mat Studio comes with this chamois, and this chamois is a lot thinner than the kind of the pinkish purple one, and I cut mine in 4s, just like I did the other one. All right, now I have too much moisture on there. Oh well. So we will just dry that off. But that chamois has, I was using some blends, and blends kind of like a Sharpies, they're permanent. It came off, and I was like, so cool. But my glass mat was getting a little sticky, so I didn't want stuff to get stuck. All right, card number 2 is here, and the stamp that we're going to be using is the speckles, and okay, so we're going to just put those off to the side, and I guess we're supposed to be using these. I put these in number 3 by accident. These have a nice, kind of like a soft, velvety feeling to them. Just doesn't feel like just normal cardstock. Okay, so we're supposed to stamp the greeting, and these all want to make sure they face the same way, and like that. This, the more peachy area, is supposed to be down at the bottom. And okay, so we're gonna grab our Stampin' Pearson mat, and we're gonna stamp the greeting on these circles, and that is going to be in gray granite. Okay, so just tap, tap, tap. Okay. That one's better. That one's okay. I'm looking at my words at the bottom to see if they're, more centered than they were on this one. I'm just going to take that one and toss it. Okay, and then we're supposed to do 15 inches. Okay, so we're going to take these, flip these over, and we're just going to close this up for a second. And we're supposed to put dimensionals on there. So we're just going to do 1, 2, because they're kind of big. It wanted us to put 3 of them on there, and I'm like, nah, we're going to just do 2. Oops, that stuck to me instead. All right, come here. There we go. And then we're going to cut 15 inches of the ribbon. And on here, the Glass Mat Studio, as you can see, it has a grid on it, so that will help me. But on here, if you get the paper pumpkin, you could see that it goes to inches 1 through 8. I might as well just do, 15, 13 plus 2. Okay, so 13 plus 2. Okay, 13. There we go. Cut. And then we're just going to take 1 and just go like that. And we're going to flip it around and we're going to go like that. Measure once, cut once. All right, so we have 3 15-inch. Okay, and see, I put that piece in there. So again, once I'm done cutting, I'm just going to slice that up in there so I know where my end is again if I need that. Jason, hi. All right, so 1, 2. Okay, so in the instructions, we are supposed to kind of put some adhesive on the Calypso coral piece. It kind of look like that. Okay, just putting adhesive on there. And then it looks like we're going to take one of these and kind of zigzag them. Okay, so zigzag. I'm not very good at zigzagging, but this helps. Oops. I think we need to go that way. Oops, I just bent a leaf back the wrong way. Okay, nope, I don't like that. Because I want it to be even. I want the tails to end up at one side and then the other one. And then it wants to flip on me. So it's like, behave. 1, 2, 3, and then back this way. Number 4. Yay, now it works. Okay, so zigzag. Oops. And there's the adhesive. Okay. And then we're supposed to take one of these, stab, and grab the backings off of that. And then stick that right there. Oh, that looks cute. I like that. Okay. So that's what it looks like once you're done. Okay. So then now we know how to do it. Let's do it again. Just not go as big, I guess, with the loopies. And then make your adhesive parts a little bit. And one more backwards. There we go. Cool. And then stamp and grab those backings. So Jason, are you guys home yet? Or are you guys still out and about? Great pictures, by the way. It's good to see Amanda. Vinny is so cute. All right. Vinny is Amanda's puppy. All right. And there we go. Nope, that's too big. Gotta make them a little smaller. All right, we're all set. And then we'll take that and put that in the center. There we go. I really like that. That's just very cute. All right, then, now that we're done with that, we're supposed to put adhesive on here. All right, so just gonna put a couple lines, and I'm gonna put those out of my hands way so I don't get my hands in them and have that hang around. All right, so we're supposed to put dimensionals on the back side. Okay, it looks like we're going to be using little ones. So I'm wondering if this will fit, or if you probably see them. I think you just might see. Oh, maybe they will. I like that. Okay, so it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 dimensionals and 1 on the inside. Okay. So, we're just going to put that. Like that. Right. That one we're just going to rip off. And stick that there. And right there. Alright, so now this piece is almost done, so we can open up a new pack. Alright. That makes me happy. Okay. So stamp that 1, 2. Well, that didn't stay. 3. 4 and 5. And did that one? Nope. That one did not come off. All right, there we go. And it said to stick a little one right in the center of that one, I think it said. So we'll do that. All right. The color on here is so pretty. I love the ombre effect. And that is going to go. Wow. That is so pretty. And then this is going to go right there. Wow. I am going to add Wink Stella to that. Maybe to the little... Ooh, thank you very much for the heart there. I saw that. And then we'll... Okay. So seeing as how this is more of a, I would say, a sympathy card, let's do, we're going to do Calypso Coral on the inside of the card. And we're going to do the leaf. We're going to do actually just the same thing. We're just going to stamp off. That's going to take the first generation, and we're just going to put a little bit of leaf down inside so that it's not so so stringent. And then let's see, you know, so intense is what I was looking for. And I'm thinking petal pink. We're going to clean off the speckles that had gray granite on it. And let's see what, let's see. Okay, I kind of like that. Just a little bit of speckle down in there. Okay, I like that. All right, so let's get the rest of the cards going. So we're just going to close those up so I don't drop anything in those ink pads, because if you know me, ink pads are an open invitation to inky fingers. All right, so yeah, I really, really like this one. Should we put some sequins on this? We could do, I mean, it is more of a sympathy card, so I think just the sparkle off the, I think that's good. I don't think we need to add, I don't think we need to add more sparkle to that, because you're thinking of them anyways. So, all right, so let's put, you think so? Okay, let's put it on there then. If Barb thinks yes, why not? Okay. I would say one right there. And then maybe one right there. And then one right there. You like that? Okay. Let's do that then. Why not? You know what I mean? All right, so we'll get the other ones going. Okay. So we're going to put dimensionals. Again, with the little dimensionals, man. They just, I mean, yeah, I like them, I love them, but using 9 on just one, and then you have to take all of the little backings off. I mean, I guess if you're doing just, you know, if you're just making cards, But if you're doing a Facebook Live, I mean, yeah, somebody's going to watch you sit there and have to put them on and then take all the little backings off. But at least I've realized that I don't have fingernails and they don't work very well to pull these little puppies off. So, I mean, at least it doesn't take that long, I guess, right? Those are good. All right. So grab another card. And we're going to put that right in the center. Smack it. Oops. You stay. You don't get to come with. All right. And we're going to make sure that that is off. Okay, so we're going to stamp the inside at the same time. And let's get this guy going. And then we'll put the sequins on and the Wink of Stella. I mean, I think I have to say that my silicone craft sheet and my take your pick tool are my go-tos. I mean, if you you must have them. I mean, whether you're putting a paper pumpkin together or not, it just makes it so much easier. Okay. And then we'll grab that last card. Ew, come on. You're not supposed to be on there yet. And then we'll put that right there. And as a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you are allowed to purchase any of the refills also. So, and those actually don't last long. I myself have never purchased a refill, just because once I get the paper pumpkin done, I'm on to something else. You know what I mean? Let's go right there. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And then, come on, let's go. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Now add the Wink of Stella. I'm going to put my putty back in. There we go. It's I twisted, the old putty off, and I put the new putty on. Or I twisted it so that it came up, and so it kind of likes to slide off as you use it. So that's what, I'll just put it back where it's supposed to go. A couple of the dots there. Oh, it just turned out so nice. All right, and then we will stamp and I really like the ombre on here, especially with the leaves and stuff. So it's not all one color, Okay, so let's grab the Calypso Coral, and we'll put the dimensionals away. And we'll stamp our leaf. We'll stamp off. And then we'll just kind of hit the bottom corner. Stamp off. And then hit the bottom corner. And then close that up. I'm actually going to put the Clips of Coral back in its spot. And then we'll grab the Petal Pink. And we'll just do tap, tap. And we'll put some speckles in there. Just a little bit of color. Again, to reiterate the colors that are from the front. And we'll close up that Petal Pink. Alright. Okay. Oops. I got to flip that around so I could see the name of the ink pad. Okay. Now we are going to grab the Simply Chamois. And as I've mentioned, I cut mine in parts. And then we'll clean the speckles because that had Petal Pink on it. And the greeting, which we won't be using again. Alright, then this is card number 2. And I just noticed that the envelope has the same texture as the card. Kind of like a linen feel to it. Okay, so the envelopes coordinate, obviously, very well. So card number 2. I love gray granite. It is a great neutral color, and I use it quite a bit. All right. Then card number 3 out of the Paper Pumpkin kit. Okay. I just think it's so funny that it tells you to fold the card because it's not done that before. But, you know, maybe new people that have never made a card before need to know that that's what they're supposed to do. All right. And then we're going to stamp. I'm always here for you. And so we got leaves. And we have greetings. And we have, I don't know what that's for. Oh, looks like we're supposed to stamp the leaf in gray granite on here as well. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to grab these. And this is bugging me. So hey Bert, we're just going to take this and reapply. When it gets too messy, it drives me nuts. Just, I always put my stamp stuff away when I'm done. I clean up after myself because I have a hard time seeing things because they're not in their spot. And seeing too much stuff, it's like a clutter to me. And I can't design that way. Can't create, and I have a hard time. So that's the reason why I always put my stuff back. And like when somebody gave me, and I am not kidding, a zucchini that is about this big and about this round from his garden, and it weighs probably about 4 pounds. I'm not kidding. And him and his girlfriend have a garden in their apartment, at their apartment. And so they are doing a lot of canning and stuff. And I said, "Do you have zucchini?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Bring me some, and I'll make brownies." And he loved them. And so did she. And he goes, we got more zucchini. And I said, well, maybe I need to make zucchini bread. And he's like, with nuts? And I'm like, sure. So guess what I'm doing this weekend? I am making a zucchini bread. Okay, I'm always here for you. And I might make, because he gave me 2 zucchini, so I might make some more of the zucchini brownies. There was only one person that did not like the brownies. And he's weird. I said, if I make zucchini bread, would you like nuts or no nuts? And he goes, honestly, I don't like zucchini. And I said, okay. I said, did you like the brownies? And he goes, no, not really. I'm like, okay. He usually likes my stuff. But I didn't tell anybody it had zucchini in it until afterwards. Because I didn't want them to sit there and say, ew, zucchini. I don't like zucchini. Well, my husband likes zucchini bread when he doesn't like zucchini. His mom had misled him that banana bread was really zucchini bread. So she would make banana bread, and then she would make zucchini bread. And I noticed the difference. He did not. And then I kind of pulled aside and I said, so, why is this different? And she said, oh, it's made with zucchinis. Don't tell Mike. And I said, okay. And then after, several times of having zucchini bread, I said to him, that's not banana bread, right? He's like, what? I said, yeah, that's zucchini bread. He goes, my mom's lied to me? And I said, no, she's made banana bread. She's also made zucchini bread, and she didn't bother to correct you. I just thought that was funny. Okay. So, we stamped our images, and I'm going to actually clean. Let's see. I'm wondering if we do the leaf on the inside. There does not look to be like any type of coloring on here. So if we do the leaf on the inside of the same thing, I think that should be fine, right? And then we could do color speckles. What shall we do? How about we could stamp, okay, let's stamp off. And then maybe stamp where the word is, like the greeting is supposed to go. Do you like that? I think that would look nice. Stamp off. Maybe stamp off again. Ooh, it stuck. Okay, that's actually a lot lighter. I like that better. So let's do that. 1, 2, and then 3. And then the greeting can go on the inside. So whoever wins this card can, put, I'm always here for you. And then you can write whatever message you want to write over that leaf. Okay, so there we go. We got that. Do we need any speckles on this one? It does not look like it. So that we will just clean our leaf then. And our greeting. And then we got everything clean, I think. Did we clean the speckles? I don't remember. Okay, we'll clean that. We are all good. All right, so now we have to measure 15 inches more of this twine. So 13, 14, 15. snip that. Oops. Uh-oh. Fell on the floor. Oh, you should see Bert's eyes right now. He saw that fall onto the floor and he's like, see, did you hear him? He's like, I want to play with that. That's mine. It hit the floor. That's my ground. All right. Nope. Not for you, bud. He gets really excited with ribbon and with linen thread and with baker's twine. Oh, we have some baker's twine left. And we'll just put that back up in that little notch right there. I do that to my linen thread, my baker twine, you know, the pack, the 5, what's it called? The Essentials. Baker's Twine Essential Pack. Comes with 5 different kinds in there. Yeah, I do that too. Okay, so then we are supposed to put our dimensionals on here. Well, actually, I think we're supposed to put we're supposed to put on dimensionals on the back side of our flower here, or well, leaf, I should say. And boy, whoever designed these cards likes their dimensionals as much as I do, actually. So 1, 2, and 3. You're supposed to put more on there, but to me, it looks like these dimensionals are too big to go in the spots where they said, hey, stick them here. And I'd be like, you can see them? So if they don't like it, too bad. It's not like the dimensional police are going to come after me. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, got that. Now we're going to use bigger dimensionals. Okay, so I think we're supposed to stab these. And then put that on here. Okay. And then we're going to put dimensionals on that. So 1, 2, and 3. And there. We're going to flip that upside down. And then, okay. And then this goes right here. All right, and then they want us to wrap this around and then make a knot or a bow. Okay, yep. So make a bow right here, so go around and then well, I don't think I have enough to make a bow. Once, twice, grr. Okay, so that's once, twice. Make a knot. Make your length longer. That's all I have to say. Nope. It said 15, but to wrap it around twice and to make a bow, you don't have enough. Go under. Come on, let's go. We don't have all night. Okay, fine. Whew. Hot flash. Woohoo! Yay! It worked. Whoop whoop. There we go. Woohoo! Okay, and then dimensionals. Let's see, do we have big ones? Yes, we do. Big ones right here. Two, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, there we go. And we're gonna take one of these and wrap it around twice and tie a knot. So I'd say make it 20 if you can. I guess with the leftover, okay, so make your card, you know, with the zigzag, the first one. And then after you get done, take what's the remainder and divide it into 3. And then you'll have enough to make it go around plus a bow, not a knot. One, 2, 3. I'm glad you learned something. Something simple, but it works, right, Barb? Okay. Yeah, I've been doing that ever since we used to have the linen thread, and it was wrapped around, you know, kind of a cardstock, and then they put it on these tubes. I don't like the tubes. It's a lot easier to send and less space, in my opinion, and then it doesn't get as twisty and curvy and all that blah 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 stuff. But it works, right? Okay, here we go. A little knot. Woohoo! All right. And then, I mean, whoever receives this card, and then if you use it, you know, to send it to someone, they're not going to know that that was supposed to be a bow. Unless they get paper pumpkin. And then they'll just say, hey, you cut your strings too short. Just kidding. All right, so we're going to stab and grab those backings off of this one and that one, and put that back in its spot. And we're going to put that on the card. Ooh, this is like this, and then the greeting. Ah, look at that. Okay, so the greeting gets a little bit of adhesive, and then it gets popped over here. I like that. Too pink. Nope. Too pink. And let's see. Ooh, I got a lot of Moody palette dots. We can use white. Just to, you know, add a little something something. Come here. One. Nope. These are just not movable very easily. All right, and then smack up 1, 2, and 3. Okay, a little tiny bit. I think it just adds it. And then we'll add our Wink of Stella. We'll do all our Wink of Stella at the same time. This is the Moody palette dots. This was from the January online exclusives. Now the designer series paper that is with this, it is on the last chance list, I believe. Or is it the designer series paper still around and the stamp set's on the last chance list? I think that's it. I think the designer series paper might be still around, or I can't remember. Too many things to remember. All right, so let's get this going. Now, if you don't have Moody palette dots, rhinestones with a gray granite marker, Stampin' Blend would be really nice on there. Okay, so we're going to add adhesive right there, and then a dimensional right at the end, because this is raised up already, so we want to make sure that this is going to be adhered down. Oops, get under there. There we go. And then, okay, so Moody, let's get you some. Apparently, I didn't get the stab that one. All right. Right in the corner. You want to create a triangle with your embellishments. I like to start with a large one kind of down in the base, and then around the sentiment, and then another one up at the top somewhere, kind of tucked in somewhere, so it kind of gives you interest. It creates a triangle. All right, stab and grab those backings. But if you take the gray granite Stampin' Blend and you color the rhinestones, that would be not as silverly sparkly. You know what I'm saying? All right, get a little bit of adhesive on this side right here, and take the one off that time, and we'll put that right there. And then one in the corner. I really wish that Stampin' Up! Would offer 3 sizes in their embellishments again, rather than, or do different amounts of the large and the small so that it equals 3. So you can use 2 large ones and a small one, you know, so that you're not stuck with a bunch of the same at the end. All right, so meaty palette dots, let's go. And put that back. All right, then get out the Wink of Stella. And we're going to just hit the variegated leaf, and you don't have to do the whole thing. Oops, I missed one. There we go. All right. All right, I love that. Okay, so then now I'm going to grab our envelopes. Thank you, Judy. So that is card number 3. Paper pumpkin is something that I like to get. And the reason why is because somebody already designed the cards, and I didn't have to. Now, I could certainly go above and beyond, like I did today. Obviously, I added the Wink of Stella. I added the gems. I added the inside to the cards, just because I want somebody, you know, to win, and I want them to be able to have something on the inside. So this is card number 3. This is, and the envelope. And then that's card number 2, and this is card number 1. So which one is your favorite, guys? Yes, and I agree with that. Now the thing is with the ink spots, okay, so you guys saw this, but this is a paper pumpkin box. And one of the paper pumpkin boxes years ago came with the dividers, okay? So what I did is I took out the dividers and I copied them, so I have another box. And so these are the multiples of, no, these are not multiples. Then I have the ones with the duplicates. So like gray granite. Gray granite's going to move over because there's one here, there's one underneath. And so now that I have another one, so I have 3 gray granites. So anytime things get retired, I pull out of here. So now I'm going to have to somehow come up with a different size. And I won't be able to have 4. I'll probably have just 3, I guess. I don't know. So that's going to mess me up. All right, so which one's your favorite? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? So if you want to get entered into the drawing, all you have to do is do a thumbs up or a heart. That gets you entered. If you leave a comment, that gets you entered. And if you share this on your timeline, that will get you entered twice. Now, if you come across this Facebook Live and it's within 30 days, you can go to my, you like number one the best? Okay. Number one. Wow. Okay. You can go to my Joy Borwedge page and find it. You can also go to my Stampin' for Joy and find it. And then if you find, say, like Instagram, it'll say hashtag number blah, blah, blah. If you see that, you can always go to my YouTube page and watch it put together. Now, I try to do that just so then that way, if you see something that's from, say, 362, and you're like, wow, I want to see that made, but maybe I don't have the stamp set. Go ahead and use what you have. All right, guys, I want to say thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Thursday evening. Now, come back on Sunday. I am going to be done, hopefully, with organizing all my new stuff, and I will show you everything that I got for my pre-order, and then I'm going to do a stamp camp for September. I have a virtual event in October and an in-person event in October. So I need to get designing. So I have to get and that's in amongst the Facebook Lives that I do. So I have to get all my stuff organized, and because what I do is I put at the top here the stuff that I have, and then I kind of highlight, the dies, the embossing folders, the punches, like the dies. This is the page, and I can't show you, this is the page where all the dies are. Well, I might have gotten just, say, I got the hybrid embossing folder. Now there's dies with it, and there's the embossing folder. Then I have like the soiree salutations, the scalloped Christmas cheer dies, the tile dies. Do you guys notice that? Those dies are just like the spotlight on nature, but in square form. And then, so I had to, put them on the magnetic sheet, and then Christmas crew, and then the bundle, and then I haven't outlined that one yet. That one I outlined. This is Home for Christmas. This is the stamp, or this is the bundle that I'm going to be featuring for the virtual event. And that is in the scrapbooking area. And, yeah, it's on page 68 in the catalog. And so these decorations around the squares are the same exact designs in the big circles. So the spotlight on nature. And then the soiree salutations, this one goes with our 3 banner punch. I like eat, drink, and be scary. Trick or treat. Peace, hope, joy. Grateful for you. Merry Christmas. Cheers to a new year. Happy Thanksgiving. Fa la 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 la. May your days be bright. Happy Halloween. Happy Valentine's Day. Clink, clink. So Happy New Year's. So you have inside, you have innies and outies. I heard somebody say that phrase, and I was like going, belly buttons. And so that made me think of that. And I'm not done. I still have the sunflower sweet and the designer series. I got all my designer series paper, and I have the stuff cut up so I can make my inspiration boards, and then I have to go in and put the dies through the die machine and sanding blocks and new Stampin' spots and new folders, and yeah, so I'm and really cool jute. So I'm trying to get that all organized, and then I'll show you on Sunday. And then I have to start my booty designing. So, guys, thank you so much again for hanging out with me. I'll be showing that on Sunday, hopefully. And take care. Have a great rest of your weekend, and happy stamping. Oh, yeah, don't forget. Yep. I was going to say I wanted to make sure that you don't forget. Where is that sheet? The 25% or the 2 bundles, or the, where'd it go? There it is. Don't forget about the paper sale, and this ends tomorrow. So at the end of Friday, so today's Thursday, so any orders placed, you get 2 times the rewards. So again, as a subtotal, if it's $150, instead of just $15, it would be $30 for your next order. So it's a great way to save some money and have a discount on your next order. Take care, guys. See you on Sunday.